Hey guys.
There we are. Okay.
Okay.
We haven't made a video in a long time.
Hi.
I went ahead and wrote this down. So,
It's Mom's dream.
It's a dream. I am writing this on August 26th, 2017, after waking up from a very intense dream. I am the type of person whose dream world, I'm going to go ahead and obviously just read this, so I'm not going to be looking at you or any of that stuff. There's entertainment over there. I am the type of person whose dream world is usually uneventful and completely forgotten somewhere between eyes opening and feet on the floor. I am classifying this as a metaphysical comfort dream.
Stupid
no, we
ads.
do not want your product.
Don't you hate when that happens?
The dream began with my daughter, Natalie, right there, and I attending an informational meeting held in a church sanctuary. As the meeting was drawing to a close, I looked out a side window to see. Now, let them know what you're wrinkling up there.
Oh, it's a minion!
It's the eyeball wrinkling.
Yeah,
Okay, now I'm trying to tell this.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix the eyeball.
Drawing to a close. I looked outside the window to see an oddly shaped dark mass with a bit of red. I moved out the front door onto the street, where the church owned several small buildings on both sides of the road. The others started trickling out of the church behind me and moving into these various buildings. I looked to the edge of the left skyline to see a monster, a cross between Doc McStuffins, Bronte,
Bronte, okay,
and Pete's dragon, only real. It was black with a dark gray soap dish shaped underbelly, inner ears, and knobs down the back and the tail. It had fire red claws on all fours, nostril, eye pupils, top knot, and tail end. Its teeth and eyes were pure white, but seldom shown. This monster lay on its back and covered all to be seen on the left sky range. Then it started to give birth to its own smaller image. This creature child glided towards us, and I felt like a field mouse or a fish waiting to be snatched up for our first meal. Instead, it flew past us as though on a mission, and I saw it reach the very edge of the right side of the sky. There it folded its wings as though at attention, looked toward us, and then its mother, and then wait. Its dark gray oval chest breathing in and out, an occasional spark of fire from between its white teeth, an occasional glance from the whites of his eyes with the blood-red centers. These were the only movements it made. As I stood there watching this newborn, a second one flew in and joined it, not side by side, but head to toe, as though they were sharing an old family bed. As I looked back to the left of the sky, it occurred to me that this multiple birthing process indeed had a mission in mind. These newborns continued to take their place head to toe, as I remembered the other people and thought they must be returning to the church for a strategy meeting. I looked into the faces of those around me, and to my amazement, all they noticed and commented on was the setting of the sun and wrapping up another day off the calendar. I shouted, "Look up! Look up!" But their faces told me not to make a scene over normal daily occurrences like a sun setting. I thought of the ME, and that I do not personally know any other of its observers. There must be a remnant somewhere that sees these creatures, but they were obviously not among this pious group. Then I realized that I had left Natalie with the others. I recalled all the insults and the labels given to people like me, trying to mark us as criminals or mentally ill. Students receiving poor grades or removed from the classroom and after-school activities. The IRS denying Tea Party and Patriot groups. Creative expression businesses being praised for not making dresses, yet being destroyed for not decorating cakes or flowers. Doctors and nurses denied the ability to practice their profession under the right of conscience. Sovereign individuals being free to assemble and practice their religion under God rather than under humans who want to restrict and confine people into a walled-up, state-approved worship center. All the ignorant and unwashed masses, the baskets of deplorables, the statist, controlled fake news media sizing up a straitjacket for our president. God has not created us to live our lives in fear. Let the dead bury their own dead, and the minions bury their own minions.
Banana.
I began to check the small buildings for my daughter. It did not take too long, as she was in the second building across the street. At first, the adult supervisor, though over the one-room structure, looked concerned. But when I told her it was a beautiful sunset, she relaxed and let Natalie come to me. I had her with me, and we returned together to the almost empty street. Now, as night had fallen and the last people entered their homes. As she and I stood on the sidewalk, the newborns had continued. Hey, Forrest.
Here's one of our cats.
That's Forrest. Who just farted. Had continued their back and forth pattern across the sky, like watching the moon cross from right to left in front of the sun just a few days ago. I asked Natalie what she saw, and she, like the others...
Are you serious?
Hold on a minute.
Why?
Another advertisement. Oh, please, sign for our product. We're going to just keep bugging you. Like that's going to encourage me to get what they want.
That was bad of your dream.
I asked Natalie what she saw, and she, like the others, knew nothing of the chest-pounding and fire-breathing dinosaurs. I told her that there were special activities going on in the sky, and that she should pray for God's will tonight. I thought about the continents shifting back into one big mass continent. I thought about the physical changes in our human bodies that appeared to be preparing us for a war like no other in history. I watched the rainbow of baby monsters cross the midpoint above us and continue to the left towards the birthing point. I asked God about those waiting above at attention, and God's reply was that his judgment and his wrath was not here yet, but it was near. Occupy until I come. At this point, I woke up.
That was supposed to be God.
What, yakking up above my head?
Yes. And this was supposed to be a dragon.
Anyway, like I said, it's been a while since we've shared anything, and I don't normally remember my dreams, and that was just kind of an odd way to wake up. And anyway, all right. Good night.
Subscribe and leave a